Let's see if we can find out why Rancho Penasquitos housing market is so rapidly cooling. A lot of people, remember just a few years ago, the last couple years, that Rancho Penasquitos was one of the hottest real estate markets in the San Diego area for a variety of reasons. The school district, the town center, the proximity for tech and defense jobs. This was one of the highlighted areas that could be, magnified and looked at saying, wow, this area is really rapidly appreciating. People are making, house flippers are coming in here and buying homes for under $1 million, slapping a new flooring and a little light remodel, turn around and sell them 3 months later for 1.299, right? And making to almost $200,000 profit. All right, a lot of homes were selling within days. The median home price is now coming down, and the days on market from this time last year, which was about 16 days, has ticked up all the way to over 100 days on market, which is kind of the opposite of what we were seeing just over the last few years, where this was one of the hottest real estate markets in San Diego. So we're going to jump into it, and also we're going to kind of depict why this rapid cooling in Rancho Penasquitos, and similar, it's a city next door, San Bernardo, that these neighborhoods in San Diego they're not the place to be right this second, because the sellers are stuck in this mindset that just because a home sold a few years ago at a certain price, my home should now sell above that price. And that's why you're seeing these homes sit on the market. I got tons of them to show you. We're going to dive into it and kind of paint you a picture on why this phenomenon is happening in Rancho Penasquitos, and why that the margins just aren't there for house flippers. There's no house flipper coming in this area right now and buying a retail price home, because there's no margin for profitability. The profitability and the equity that these people are trying to hang on to their homes. We're going to see other homes where people literally, I'm going to jump into it right now, where people jumped into their home with every penny that they had, and now they're unable to afford the carrying costs for whatever reason, insurance premiums, deferred maintenance, property taxes. They didn't know, the realtor didn't tell them about their property taxes being reassessed just, a year after they bought it. So a lot of buyers were blindsided by these various things. And then also, like I said, you combine the fact that home flippers aren't going to be able to make a profit. It takes a lot of the buyer pools out of the area, because for one, we're seeing homes like this one I have pulled up here on my screen that literally bought this house not too long ago, okay? And I'm just going to come here and show you what happened here with this particular home. We're going to look at some of the photos, and we're going to kind of determine that these people are probably not going to pull out any equity of this home, and likely they're going to have to sell this home for a loss if they want it to sell. And we're going to see this kind of trend, I think, happen around broad San Diego County for people that stretch their budgets a little too high in this real estate craze that was happening during the COVID-19 pandemic. So 12979 Calle de las Rosas in Rancho Penasquitos, neighborhood into San Diego, very popular neighborhood. We're going to look at kind of what happened here. So this particular home is listed for 1.199. All right, and this isn't, I'm not cherry picking data, guys. There's quite a bit of homes, and especially condos, that we can pull up here that fit this same diagram. Look, Zestimate's got it kind of right at the same level. Don't trust this Zestimate for anything, guys. Okay, it's an arbitrary number. It doesn't have any real relevance to the market. Ignore it completely if you're a home buyer or you're a home seller. A lot of home sellers try to go to that number as if it's some magical number that's going to guarantee somebody to put in an offer on their home. Now, this home sold just 2 years ago for 1.175. They tried to list the home. Look, they tried to list the home. Let's see. A little over a year later, year and a half later, for 1.299. They're trying to squeeze out a little bit of profit. That home didn't sell, guys. That's been since last October. Okay, they've dropped the home price a couple percentage points. It's now sitting, after about 5 or 6 price drops, This time last month almost at 1.199. By the time you take realtor fees, closing costs, escrow costs, title, and all those things, they're breaking even on this home. They're actually losing money. So the reason this home is not selling at the current price, it's because the owners just paid 2 years ago over what these homes were actually worth. Okay, this home was never worth 1.175. It was worth more like, 950, okay, 980. All right, they have a lot of fancy photos here of lighting and, aerial view that shows the home is like backed up to like 5 different homes. Like, look at this. I mean, the property is by no means highly desirable. Okay, this is not a property that you look at and you're like, oh wow, this is like, it's so desired. You have people looking in from every window, pretty much on a perimeter around your home. It does have solar, which is kind of cool, but it looks dated. I mean, the house looks dated. They obviously painted it. They did some light remodeling, but at the end of the day, this home is likely overpriced. I mean, the kitchen's dated. The uh, the the whole thing just looks kind of dated. I mean, it does have some remodeling attributes like the flooring. It does look clean and manicured, but it doesn't look like a move-in ready wow type of home, and that's what they're trying to get by this price. It's only 1,300 square feet. The mortgage is probably, by the time you get the new taxes or the tax assessment and insurance costs, you're really looking at about $8,300 a month. And there's not a lot of buyers in the buyer pools, that can afford $8,300 a month. So you have this kind of growing problem here, where you have people that just bought these homes in Rancho Penasquitos, and then you also have this new construction here as well, that are kind of sitting on the market. Like, you can get a brand new home kind of pretty close, right? In the same area for pretty much the same price. So why would somebody want to buy a home that's 50, 60 years old, that potentially has a slapped on paint job, that has dated plumbing, a dated kitchen, these various aspects. Let's see if we can find another home that potentially is overpriced. All right. This one's been on the market 2 weeks. It's got 42 saves. It's doing okay. I mean, really, we like to see that number about into the upper $100 range. So, like, if you're sitting on the market, guys, for multiple weeks and you don't have saves, you don't have showings, your house is too damn high price wise. Okay, it's too damn high. I would even say this house is probably too damn high as well. It's been on the market 5 days. It's got 103 saves. Some house flipper's probably going to come in here, rip up these floors, slap in some floors, paint the outside, and probably try to pull 1.3. I don't know if that margin's really going to be there, to be honest. Like I said, these homes that are sitting in this area, on average, the median with condos included, are sitting over 100 days. See what's going on with this one. 1.35. It's right at the Zestimate number. It's not getting that too many saves. Zillow says it's going to sell in 96%. That's far from accurate a lot of times. I've seen homes that sit on the market relatively long periods of time that say that Zillow claims it's going to sell very rapidly. And this person's likely got a lot of equity in this thing, right? They might want to have a conversation with their realtor to drop that thing down to where it's really going to get a sell, which is probably down near the 1.199 range. I mean, look at this house, guys. It's dated. I mean, these floors, these walls, the chandeliers. I mean, the floors looks like they're from the 80s or 90s, early 90s. The kitchen looks okay. Maybe you could get away with a little remodeling, but it just looks dated. I mean, for 1.35 million, for what you can get for a home that's move-in ready, I mean, it's got wallpaper upstairs, guys. I mean, look at this. I want you guys to drop it in the comments. Do you think this house is overpriced? It's literally probably $9,000 a month once you get the insurance and the massive increase in property taxes from the probably $400,000 or $500,000 rate that the current homeowner is paying. It's going to literally, the property taxes are going to triple And that's going to go closer to like the $9,300, $9,400 a month range, which, like I said, there's not a ton of buyers in the buyer pools to satisfy the growing inventory in this specific area. And like I said, they can go get a brand new home. They can go get a brand new home for a cheaper price. So you also add those two combination things, you're also getting a recipe for potentially a pullback in price. Now there are homes that are selling. Here's one that's been on the market